The divorce between the UK and the European Union is now before the British Supreme Court. The landmark case will decide whether the government has the right to trigger Brexit without Parliament's green light. CCTV's Richard Bestick reports.
The UK Supreme Court is being asked to overturn a High Court ruling that the British government must first seek approval from Parliament to begin the process of exiting the European Union following that summertime referendum. And while there are protests and demonstrations from all sides going on outside the court, inside it's all a much drier affair, with the 11 Supreme Court judges hearing what they stressed were the legal arguments and not a discussion of the wider political questions surrounding the merits of Brexit. It all hinges on whether the government has the right to use the ancient powers of royal prerogative and bypass Parliament. Lawyers acting for an investment fund manager, Gina Miller, who brought the case against the government, argues that the whole point about Brexit was to return powers from Brussels to the British Parliament and not to find the government bypassed Parliament at the first opportunity. We won't get an answer to that conundrum anytime soon. There are thousands of pages of legal argument to be waded through, with a result anticipated halfway through January. But before we get anywhere near there, the President of the Supreme Court, David Neuberger, issued a warning. When the 3 High Court judges ruled against the government on the issue last month, there was an angry backlash from supporters of Brexit. One newspaper described the judges as enemies of the people, and Gina Miller, effectively the face of the challenge to the government, says she's received death threats.
Threatening and abusing people because they are exercising their fundamental right to go to court undermines the rule of law. Anyone who communicates such threats or abuse should be aware that there are legal powers designed to ensure that access to the courts is available to everybody.
So where does all this leave Theresa May, the UK Prime Minister? Well, it will impact on the timetable for Brexit, but it'll also impact on the credibility of the government and its ability to take Britain out of the European Union. Richard Bestick, CCTV, London.